This is a part 2 that goes with your assignment 16, just to show you how to set up some word problems in application as a proportion. So it's really important to identify what you're talking about. Like an example in 46, it's talking about 2 pounds of cashews cost $5.80. At this rate, how much would 15 pounds of cashews cost? So I'm talking about pounds and money. And so I like to write it down like that because when I set up a proportion, we need to keep the same type of unit in the numerators and the same type of other unit in the denominator. And so to me, it helps me remember how I'm setting it up. So if I'm talking about 2 pounds of cashews costing this, that makes a ratio 2 over $5.80. And if you like to label it when you're writing it, you can. I just generally wouldn't, because I already have it here. 2 pounds costs $5.80. So over here on the other side of the proportion, it's saying at this rate, how much would 15 pounds cost? So since the pounds are on top, the 15 has to be on top, straight across from the other, and this is what we don't know, so we can call that x. So you just set it up like a proportion, and then you can butterfly to solve. So we would take 2 times x equals $5.80 times 15. Didn't draw my butterfly this time, just so that you can see it set up without that extra business happening. So in your calculator, you might want to take 5.8 times 15 to get 87. So 2x equals 87. When you multiply that together, that's 87. And then we divide by 2. So you get x equals 43.50. And it is money, so that's why I went ahead and put a dollar sign there. Web assign usually already shows that it's money, so you wouldn't have to plug in the dollar sign if it was a question like that. So 15 pounds would cost $43.50 basically. Number 47, a pre-election survey showed that 5 out of every 8 voters would vote in a special election. At this rate, how many people would be expected to vote in the city of 180,000? So basically, I would say how many voted? 5 out of 8 voters would vote. So you can label it how you want, but we voted out of total voters. Or people. Total people maybe might be a better thing, because 5 out of 8 voters voted in a special election. So 5 over 8 equals how many people would be expected to vote in a city of 180,000. So this is a total population. So that's why I would really just say total, 180,000. And this would be how many would vote out of 180,000. So again, you could go ahead and multiply doing your butterfly. So 8 times x equals, you're taking 5 times 180,000. So 8x equals 5 times 180,000 is 900,000. Then you would divide by 8. So you get x equals, x equals 900,000. Yes, I can't read my calculator, I apologize. There we go. 112,500. So just do your calculator, I just struggled with my eyes for a minute. Number 48. In a wildlife preserve, 60 deer are captured, tagged, and then released. Later, 200 deer are examined, and 8 of them are found to have tags. Estimate the number of deer in the preserve. So this one's read a little bit backwards. On the first 2, it gives you the starting rate, where it compares, like in this second sentence. Later, 200 deer are examined, and 8 of them are found to have tags. So you have your 2 numbers and what you're representing. So you could put total of deer over how many were tagged if you want. It doesn't matter, you could put tagged over total deer. It's whichever. So since we say 200 deer are examined, so that's the total deer that were examined, and 8 had tags. Here it reads, in a wildlife preserve, 60 deer are captured, tagged, and then released. We want to know how many total deer are in the preserve. So this is what we don't know, but we knew 60 out of however many were in that space, that preserve. We don't know how many deer are really there. So we put an X. This is the only one that's kind of read a little bit weird and different, and I'm pretty sure you have one on WebAssign that's similar. So you could say 8 times X equals 200 times 60. So when you take 200 times 60, you get 12,000. And then we could divide by 8. So 12,000 divided by 8 is 1,500. So, you know, it's a ratio to make an assumption of if 60 deer were captured and tagged, then if we're comparing it to, you know, at some point we captured 200 and 8 of them were found to have tags. We're comparing that to get an idea of the population that could be out there in that preserve. Because 8 out of 200, when they did a sample, 8 were tagged out of 200 that they had captured. From the beginning, they had tagged 60 of them. So if it's an exact ratio, then there's maybe around 1,500 deer. Number 49, a quality control inspector found 6 defective DVDs in a shipment of 4,000. At this rate, how many DVDs would be expected to be defective in a shipment of 10,000? So I would say defective out of the total shipment. So there were 6 out of 4,000 that were defective. How many would be expected to be defective, because that's on the top, out of a shipment of 10,000? So solving, we have 4,000 times X equals 6 times 10,000. So 4,000X equals 60,000. To find X, you divide by 4,000. So X equals, so 60,000 divided by 4,000 is 15. So if the ratio is pretty consistent, then out of a shipment of 10,000, there might be 15 defective DVDs. And number 50, our last one, a caterer estimated that 3 gallons of coffee would serve 48 people. How much coffee is necessary to serve 144? So I would say gallons of coffee to serve to how many people? Again, I think it's very helpful that you write down how you're setting up your ratio, because you need to keep it the same, just like up here. We're talking about defective DVDs out of total. If you switch them, then you're not going to get the right answer. So 3 gallons will serve 48 people, so 3 over 48 equals how much coffee is necessary to serve. So I don't know how much coffee, but I'm going to serve 144 people. So solving, I have 48x equals 3 times 144. So we need to do that multiplication of 3 times 144. So 48x equals 432. And divide by 48 to get X by itself, so that would be 9. About 9 gallons of coffee to serve 144 people.